I have, a lot of expectations to fulfill, expectations from my parents, expectations from my friends, expectations from the society, expectations from everyone around me. Like, everyone is saying you are meant to be like this, you're meant to be like this. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Mommy Talks. My name is Kehinde Aderi Bigbe, aka the Mommy Champs, aka your favorite yummy mommy from Lagos, Nigeria. So guys, today's video is actually inspired by an Instagram post that somebody sent to me 3 days ago. Yes, anyways, I don't know when you guys will be seeing this video, but just know that I'm shooting this video 3 days after coming across that Instagram post. Yes, it's actually about a guy who goes by the name Fini. He came out and narrated his experience as a victim of peer pressure and gender stereotype, and I feel like it's a societal issue that has been around for a very long time that is actually worth discussing, because if we really do not start talking about these things now, it's going to continue to affect each and every one of us and our superstars of today and tomorrow, aka our darling and amazing children. I'm going to be narrating the story to you guys, straight from the source. So I'm going to be reading from my phone. I really want you guys to get the whole story so that we are on the same page. And please guys, I need your undivided attention. Thank you. Anyways, he was like, growing up, I always hated the fact that nobody complimented me about my physicality or performance in sports, mostly because I sucked at them. By the way, he is male, yeah. And so he was like, I mostly got comments like, oh, you sing so well. This boy is a good artist. Poetic poet, right on. Smart boy, all is. This made me question my masculinity a lot of times as a young boy, thinking that I was only known either for the things that girls used to do or things that nerds loved. Worst of all, I was a very emotional kid. I was already so in touch with my emotions at a young age. I could clearly express how I was feeling, and many people didn't fancy that from a boy. It wasn't a common thing. Laughing out loud. This made me take stupid steps to proving that I was man enough to be a man. Another laughing out loud. I tried some sports like athletics, volleyball, soccer, and I sucked at them all. I hope you guys are still following me. So he continued and he was like, I even became the laughing stock of my secondary school friends one time when the volleyball was coming towards me and I ran away. I eventually tried gymnastics and I was so good at it. Flips, rolls, tumbles, I was so good. I thought I had finally found validation. I am a man, finally. Turns out nobody really rated gymnastics like that. I mean, do you see Ronaldo or Messi jumping and rolling like trained thieves? I was like, back to square one. Eventually, I became friends with a guy called Basit, my best guy till date, and he unconsciously made me comfortable with the things that I was good at: singing, drawing, rapping, at some point poetry, piano playing. Eventually I began to embrace my personality and my talents. From time to time, I still got bullied by more physical guys in my school set. I had a lot of funny names hauled at me, mocking me for being so sensitive and an emotional guy that I was. Laughing out loud. It didn't help that I didn't have a girlfriend either. A lot of girls would rather be friends with the singing guy than imagine a relationship with me. I was in numerous friend zones. I even sang and wrote songs for people and their girlfriends at some point. It was crazy. I fell for the immense pressure when I finally joined the boarding house in SS3. I felt the need to prove a point. I made a lot of stupid decisions, took advantage of some girls' emotions, and I just became something I couldn't recognize for a few weeks, sha. After seeing the errors of my ways, I went back to being me and haven't turned back ever since. I love who I am. I love what I do. I love how I suck at sports and physical stuff. I cannot come and die. Like, I love that saying, guys, because really this life is too short. Somebody cannot come and do what? Somebody cannot come and die. Okay, let us continue. Then he was like, I'm in touch with my emotions and I absolutely love expressing myself. Now, this last part of the story that I'm going to be reading to you guys is the one that really caught my attention, and that is why I'm actually here discussing it. Yeah, he was like, peer pressure and male expectations are such terrible constructs. They can ruin a child and hinder full expression of potentials. Did you guys hear that? Don't allow it near your children, and if you're currently being subject to it, set yourself free today. Have a great day. Did you guys do with me? Like, did you guys actually flow with me? Like, do you actually get where that guy is coming from? Anyways, guys, like I said, that is why I am here today, to actually, lend a voice to this topic. You get what I mean? And I am not just going to be talking about it in favor of just the male gender. I am going to be talking also in favor of the female gender, because both genders are actually victims of gender stereotypes. Okay, for those of you that do not know what stereotype means, a stereotype is a widely accepted judgment or bias about a person or a group of people. Guys, it is really so sad that our culture today, unconsciously pushes both boys and girls into separate boxes and handicaps them emotionally. We continue to tell the ladies that, it is okay to be nice, it is okay to be caring, it is okay to be loving, it is okay to be nurturing, it is okay to be accepting, it is okay to be accommodating, but it is not okay to express your anger. We tell them it's unladylike, like it's not feminine enough, thereby encouraging ladies to accept BS. We tell boys that being tough, strong, and a leader are important, but that the only emotion they're allowed to express is anger. To further complicate things, most of us are not even aware that we have actually taken in these messages and thereby passing it on to our children without even meaning to. We unconsciously pass across the wrong messages, like women are expected to be accommodating and emotional, while the male are supposed to be aggressive. Some people are too quick to think that a certain type of occupation is for the women, e.g. teachers, nurses, and that occupations like doctors, pilots, engineers are supposed to be for the male folk. Also, women are expected to be slim, to be graceful, to be classy and full of so much poise, while the male folks are expected to be muscular and tall and like, who comes up with all of these rules? This is harmful because these stereotypes encourages the female gender to be soft, to be passive, to be naive, while the male gender is expected to be worldly, to be insensitive, to be physically imposing, to be demanding. Like, guys, these exaggerated stereotypes can make life and relationships amongst each and every one of us so difficult. And I'm sure that we really do not want to, raise kids having that same kind of mentality. I didn't even mention the fact that there is no room for emotional intimacy and vulnerability when it comes to the male folk. Like, whenever a male child comes in contact with his emotions, you keep hearing things like, are you not a man? Real men don't cry. Abeg, man up. Ọkùnrin ò kí ń sunkún. Kí ló ṣe ẹ́? O mọ̀ pọ́kùnrin ni ẹ́ ni. As in, can we just allow these men or these young boys know that it is okay to express their emotions? It is okay to feel emotional. It is okay to want to cry. It is okay to even cry. Allow them express themselves. And there are some people that, the only times they can actually feel good and feel better when they're going through a certain thing is actually to shed tears. Like, it's so bad that, a lot of guys want to, truly express how they feel, truly express their emotions in public, or truly just want to shed tears in public, but they cannot because of what, the society expects of them. You even find some friends of these male folks actually making fun of them because they are emotional, because they love to cry, because they love to express themselves emotionally. Like, it is wrong. The narrative really needs to change. And as parents, we really do not want our kids to be put in any one of these boxes. I, for one, I really do not want that. And so, pay attention to when your words or your actions are pushing your child towards one box or the other. Example, do you tell your female child, Don't get mad. Do you tell your male children not to cry? Do you tell them a certain occupation is for the male child or a certain occupation is for the female child? Do you tell them, it's not good to dress or act in a certain way because it is expected of a female or a male not to act in that way? Do you tell your female children, you better learn how to cook? You don't know that when you grow up and you get married to your husband, you'll be cooking for him in the kitchen. Whatever food he likes, you have to learn it because it is his best dish that you must always cook for him 24/7. Are you guilty of telling your children, your female children, all of that? Please, whatever happened to even your male children entering the kitchen to go and learn how to cook for themselves so that they can in turn be cooking for their wives in the house as well? It is not bad. As partners, you're meant to be helpmates. You are not meant to be slaves for each other. You're actually supposed to complement each other and, to help each other out. Do you also tell your male children that you better work hard? You are a guy. Okuri, you cannot afford to be lazy, which is good. It's good advice, but do you pile pressure on them that you are a man, you have to, take care of all the finances in the house? Which brings me back to what I said, few minutes ago about partners actually being helpmates. Nowadays, you find a lot of women, going to work as well and also, helping out with a certain percentage in the house. Of course, it's not going to be like 50-50, you get, but at least they are equally going out to work and also coming back home and putting something on the table. Do you get? So I feel like all of this pressure and all of these boxes that we just try to put our children is really not necessary. Like, it is really not necessary. Really, we need to re-educate ourselves about some things. Do you get? And this kind of things are actually what leads to depression and suicide. Do you understand? Because our children feel like, oh my God, a lot is actually expected of me. Like, I have a whole lot of pressure on me. I have a lot of expectations to fulfill, expectations from my parents, expectations from my friends, expectations from the society, expectations from everyone around me. Like, everyone is saying you are meant to be like this, you're meant to be like this. Whatever happened to allowing them to grow up, to be able to choose a path for themselves? Do you understand? Like, instead of telling your female children that it is not okay to get mad, acknowledge her anger first and help her to find different ways in which she can express them. And then when your son is upset about something, empathize with him and help him to find the right words to use to be able to express his feelings. Don't encourage him to bottle up his feelings by telling him that he's a man. It is very important as parents, to recognize these cultural messages and find ways to talk about them to our children. In the TV shows that your son is watching, did the boy in that TV show get pulled down for crying? Wonder with your child what it felt like, to be pulled down for actually expressing your emotions. Share with him that the world isn't always so comfortable with boys having and expressing their feelings, but that you think it's actually really important. Be that a voice of reasoning for your child. They are in the house with you. You are the foundation. Let them be comfortable about these messages before they grow up and go into the world. Encourage healthier emotional behavior. Do your best as a parent to model it. We must continue to push against the cultural script and expectations for manhood and womanhood. I know that parenting is challenging, and the world we are raising our children is hard and messy. But by paying attention to the already established gender stereotypes and by encouraging our families and our kids, we can move the needle just a little away from stereotypes and to more authentic kids. You get? I hope you guys actually got what I was saying, and I'm sure a lot of you have stories to share as well, concerning these gender stereotypes. And if you have contribution as well, I'll be more than glad to read from you guys in the comments down below. Please do not fail to leave your comment. I really want to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you so much for keeping up with me. Please do not forget to press the subscribe button if you are yet to. Do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Do not forget to pass this video, and do not forget to leave your comments. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.